Hi, it's Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, and I'm back with my plans and pans. Well, on Thursday was the State of the Union address. That's the annual speech that a president makes to the Congress, the House, the Senate, and all of the other dignitaries. I thought it was a very strong, a powerful speech given by President Biden that talked not only about the things that have been accomplished, which are many, but also going forward. I, for one, was very happy that he said that it was his intention to reinstate Roe versus Wade, the right of women to control their own bodies and make decisions about carrying a child to term. The president came out very strongly for the importance of supporting Ukraine. It's not just about Ukraine, as I've said, and he's said many times. This is a world security issue, and he is determined to join many of our allies in finally getting money free to help Ukraine so that Putin does not win, so that Russia does not dominate. The president mentioned the 15 million jobs that have been created, and he also had Sean Fain, who is the president of the United Auto Workers, in the gallery. He highlighted the fact that insulin is now $35 a month, and also the Medicare negotiations that are taking place that are going to lower the cost of prescription drugs. One of the things I appreciated most is he said he wanted to reinstate the child tax credit. During the pandemic, 1 year when it existed, the child poverty was cut almost in half in the United States of America, sending checks to families that need it so that they can take care of their families. He also said that we need to have a national data privacy bill. This happens to be something that I have introduced and worked on for the last several years. Americans should be able to feel confident online that their data is not going to be stolen or sold or abused. So I was cheering for that. I was cheering a lot. I was wearing white along with many of the women on the Democratic side. White because it was International Women's Day, and we wanted to talk about empowerment of women. That was our symbol for that. At long last, many months after it really should have happened, we were finally able to pass 6 funding bills, important funding bills. First of all, making that happen avoided a government shutdown, and that was very important, at least partially. We still have 6 more bills to go, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to pass them. Fortunately, we were able to ward off efforts that were made on the Republican side of the aisle that would have cut benefits and health care for women and gender-affirming care. Those, what we call them poison pills, were taken out of the legislation. And we were able to add to veterans' health care and for nutrition programs for women, infants, and children. I am also happy to report that the 9th Congressional District is able to distribute $16 million to projects in our district. This is part of community project funding. Each member of Congress makes proposals and hopefully gets the money funding. I'm going to give you a more detailed report on exactly where that funding is going. And pretty soon there will be an opportunity for organizations and municipalities to put in requests for the following year's community funding projects. But I am very excited that I'm able to begin to make some calls and talk to mayors and community leaders about money that will come directly to the district and make a lot of difference in our communities. I'm trying very hard to right a wrong that exists right now in the Medicaid program. Right now, Medicaid is the only federal agency that asks families, after a beneficiary who gets home care, who gets nursing home care through Medicaid, to refund the money. The law requires states to ask for this Medicaid reimbursement for the money that was used. First of all, Medicaid is for low-income people. But the people then who sign up for the benefit to get home care or nursing home care are not told that that money will have to be repaid. And so it becomes a shock to the family. And I talked to a woman who owed well over $100,000 and had to lose her home in order to repay that money. It doesn't work either. Only about 1% of the money that states have been forced to ask for has actually been returned to Medicaid and to the government. States don't even want to do this program. It's really cruel. If we're going to offer home care and nursing home care to low-income families, then we should do that. That's a good thing. But trying to recover the money is wrong. And so I have legislation that would stop that. I think it would be a relief to some of the states that end up paying money to try and recover the money. Doesn't really work, and it certainly would assure peace of mind to families and save them from the shock of finding that they have to pay the money back at the risk also of losing all their money and their homes. So I'm working on that. The word is starting to get out. More of the media is picking up this story, and hopefully we're going to be able to move quickly just to end this. It shouldn't have been there in the first place, and I'm hoping that we're going to win. The state of Illinois is the only state that has a national holiday called Pulaski Day in the name of Casimir Pulaski, who was a hero of our War of Independence. He came from Poland to help General George Washington to win the war. He himself, unfortunately, although he was able to really establish and streamline the cavalry, he as a young man died in the effort. But he was granted by Barack Obama honorary citizenship. There's only 8 people in the whole country that have that designation because of his heroism. The city of Chicago is proud that we have the largest Polish community outside of Poland. And the 9th Congressional District, we have many, many here as well. Every year, I try to join all the celebrants of Pulaski Day at the Polish American Museum. And this was a wonderful day. They had dancers and political people and leaders of the community, as usual. It was a very exciting event. And also there was a good deal of talk about how Poland has made many sacrifices during this war on Ukraine. And I actually thanked the people of Poland for opening their doors to the Ukrainians who have come across the border. So it was a celebration, but was also the acknowledgement of a challenging time for Poland. Ramadan Mubarak to the more than 1.5 billion Muslims celebrating across the world Ramadan. I know that Ramadan is a time for spiritual revival, for hope, and I want to wish every one of you and all of your families a wonderful, meaningful Ramadan. Well, that's the news of this week. I will be back next week with more plans and pans. Thanks for listening. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, where my handle is @Jan Schakowsky.